I went on a date with a girl, and everything was going great. And I bring her back to my penthouse, and she got up there and she lost her mind. And so it worked out really well for me. But I didn't lead that I had a penthouse and that I had a Lamborghini and all of these things. But when they saw that, all the like barriers were broken down, and it was just like, you know what I mean?
There is you before you have a lot of money, and then there's you after you have a lot of money. You're still you. You probably still have a lot of close friends, but you do notice that the opposite sex sees you differently and notices different things. I make a pretty good living, but I wear an Apple Watch and drive a Lexus because I never wanted I don't want people to get mischaracterized, but also because of my program, I want to teach guys to do this without using any money. So it's been helpful for me. But in you guys, sometimes when there's ostentatious displays of wealth, have you noticed it helping, hurting when it comes to dating? And what has your dating experience been like? I know you have a fiance now.
Yeah, for me, it's been a little bit different. I've been able to see it secondhand, but I've had a fiance now for over 7 years.
Oh, got it. Okay.
Well, a girlfriend, I should say. Now she's my fiance for the last year. But I have seen it, from kind of just the spread past her friends and everything. I've noticed that in a good way, I get treated with a lot more respect and kind of as an authority figure when I'm in the room now. And people just look at me differently. I used to walk in the room, they'd be like, there's that guy who says he does stuff on the computer that no one knows what he does. And he says he makes money, but no one's seen it. So that's like actually why we started to, show a little bit of this, was because we wanted to put some reviews in the world.
I was trying to explain to my clients what you guys do. It's hard to explain. And then when you put it out there in the world, then we can all see it.
And we needed to put some things down. So we put a couple cars down. We started to show some houses. And we still don't post everything that we have because that's not my goal. My goal is not to brag. My goal is just to show you that I am credible.
This worked.
And really, we really do this. This is not like we don't sell courses on how to do this. We really do it. Just like you live what you preach, and that's what we're trying to show too, is that we're real. This is not a fake. And I've noticed that just by doing that was actually the part that I started to gain me some more respect. And also the women did start to look at me, a lot better than when I showed up with a ripped t-shirt. So
yeah, it does. Yeah. When you pick up dinner, it's for her and her friends.
That's one of the things for me too. Is it's a funny story, but I had to split a Buffalo Wild Wings tab with my fiance about 5 years ago. It was $24. I'll never forget it. Had to split it. It was $12.
You'll never hear the end of it either.
She'll tell me about it every day too, no matter what I do for her. So being able to live that up, and also now we pay for everything. Like anywhere we go, it's a joy for us to pay though. That's something that I'd love to do, to be a provider. And that's what I think women look for in men, is a provider figure. They want someone who can take care of them.
And there's a fine line between being a provider for someone who deserves it, a woman who deserves it in your life, or a woman who's just trying to use you.
Correct.
Or even worse, is the guy trying to use his money in lieu of his ability to generate attraction.
Yes.
And so
Sugar
that's what
babies.
gets really
That's
bad.
also when you do that too, they have no respect for you.
And they never get it. That's the thing. When you lead with money, you can't not lead with money.
No.
I've never seen a guy start in a sugar baby status and make the girl fall in love with him without using money.
They also hate that guy.
They hate him. And the other thing is, it's like steroids. If you start taking steroids, the only way to maintain is to keep taking steroids. It's like, well, there's an effect that you get, but it's always Rich Piana. What's his name? Rich
Piana.
Yeah, Rich Piana is like, I take steroids. Just want to let you know, I'm not going to stop taking steroids. He's fucking just massive.
He was fucking committed.
And it's like, he's committed. It's like, well, you did stop at 46. You stopped taking steroids. But it's like one of these things where it's like, when you see that, when you lead with that way, you can never stop leading that way.
Right.
And so this is the same type of situation where it's like one of these things where I want to see if she likes me first, and then after a while it's be like, oh, we're actually going to go party at the Playboy Mansion.
I have a good example of what you're just saying right there. So actually, I've noticed that when they don't know that you have money, and they actually you're just vibing with them, they like you for you, and then they find out that you're rich. So I went on a date with a girl, and everything was going great, and I bring her back to my penthouse, and she got up there and she lost her mind. And so it worked out really well for me, but I didn't lead that I had a penthouse and that I had a Lamborghini and all of these things. But when they saw that, all the barriers were broken down, and it was just like, you know what I mean?
I'm looking for 5 men who want to learn how to level up their social circle and attract high-quality women using nothing but your IG in 5 days. If this is you, hit the link below.
And then I've seen the opposite side of that, which is they didn't know that I had money. Then they found out, and then they kind of were more like I think the Miami chicks.
They try to plan it out.
It was kind of like I noticed that she was a financial predator. And so I encountered a couple of those.
Shout out to
really
Brittany
gnarly.
Renner. Yeah.
Yeah. So that one's really gnarly. I had a chick from from Miami. I took her out on a date. Like this was actually like the third time that I saw her, and she called my Lambo a kit. She's like, fucking kit car, and I was like, fucking kit car? What are you talking about? And she just hated the Lambo, gave me a bunch of shit for it. And then I go to find out that she's from Miami. Her dad owns a private jet, and like she's on all these fucking yachts and shit. So she was a financial predator. But I think for the most part, like, dude, it really fucking helps. And like it's even better when they don't know that you have money and then they find out.
That is the best way. It's like she needs to find out you're a cardiologist.
Don't
brag it to
don't fucking leave with that
Don't
shit.
like dangle the Ferrari keys in front of her.
That's just showing weakness. It's like
create attraction.
Is that your only value that you're providing, that you fucking have money?
For sure.
So.
That's something that I've seen that's worked. So let them discover.
Right.
Social media is obviously a really great way to do that passively. Again, Dan talks about it in his book, Low Perceived Effort. So you can show these signs of success, but when you're in a bar and you're having a conversation, she has to go look at your Instagram. And then in doing so, she goes, click, click. Every time she makes this movement, she's investing more. Regardless of what it is, she's now more invested. It becomes like the Florence Nightingale effect, where as she becomes more invested as her patient, she falls in love with her patient. So it's one of those things where you can generate attraction that way. So do you have any crazy dating stories here in Vegas?
Not in Vegas yet.
No.
Not yet. I just got here. I'm just assuming that I'm going to have some fucking wild ones.
Well, you guys are going to both come judge my bikini competition this summer. So
there we go.
There's going to be some wild one there.